I'm a human being, so are you. And we all need to be treated with dignity. It doesn't matter whether we're homeless, whether we're rich, we all need to be treated with dignity. I was also a client of Baltimore Being, of Code Blue. Praise God, I'm out of there now. But I'll just say the reason why I ended up in the situation that I'm in right now is because of the safety net not holding on to me. I was in Frederick, Maryland, and lost my medical assistance and had no health care. And what happened then? I went into depression. I was in major depression and major anxiety. I didn't do anything for 2 years. Lost my home, lost everything that I owned, ended up going, I went berserk. I screamed at the top of my lungs until I couldn't make any sound any longer. I ended up in the hospital, in the middle part of the Frederick Memorial Hospital, all because of lack of funds. All because of lack of medical care. Now, I'm not a human being that talks about, I just need a little bit here, a little bit there. I've had 3 surgeries for brain tumors in my head, and now I have to go for another tumor operation in my sinus. Now, I was told that I couldn't go to this one hospital because I didn't have the right kind of insurance. So therefore, I can't use PAC, but I have to have medical assistance. Praise God, that medical assistance came through, so now I can have that surgery. But as a human right, I mean, still, there's people that are out there that are every day, that are having mental problems, that have lost their homes. This is an everyday occurrence. This is not just because of mental illness, it's because of lack of jobs. Is that their fault? No, it's not their fault, it's because of the economy. And they're ending up homeless. Does that make them a bad person? Does that mean they need to be treated without dignity? No. That's all I have to say.
And for me, I know that when I was receiving these subsidies from the state, because it's not the federal government, it's the state government is what we're talking about here. And if they would have took away that safety net from me, I would have not been able to get back up on my feet again. Okay? Because I suffer from mental health, physical health. I suffer from, at one time, being chronically homeless. You know? I suffer from being chronically helpless. You know? But it wasn't until I got hooked up into the safety net and I was able to build that bridge that he was talking about so that I can expand my horizons and I can stand up on my own 2 feet and take care of me. What's going to happen, folks? And when it happens, how many beds are they going to have to take away from the shelter? How many people are not going to be able to receive their medications? How many people will not even be able to see a doctor? How many people will not be able to get a meal that day because the safety net programs that provide these services has been taken away from us?
And I pay 2 bills and I'm broke. But I need that 185, not 165, not 145. I need that 185. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep that 185.
I got told about this morning, so it's kind of making me a little upset because I just got my public housing, and the way it works at my building, if they cut my money, I have no way to pay my rent, and it stays at that rate. I don't depend on anybody. I worked 2 full-time jobs before my doctor told me that I couldn't work anymore because I was putting a foot in the grave. I'm only 25 years old. What am I supposed to do? I can do anything if someone tells me what I'm supposed to do. That's all I want to know.
You know, when you work hard all your life, sometimes it's hard to accept the benefits. And then we said that you might get so much a month, then they're gonna cut you. Now how can somebody either get 185 or 275 or 300 and they're gonna cut your little check?
I personally have, being on the streets in Baltimore, just doing laundry, I've been jumped smack in the face with the butt end of a pistol, so I know what this city can do to people. There are a couple of others where, people were jumped. They had their brains beaten in pretty much. And, people are just trying to stay alive. And I think that's the thing that the people in Annapolis fail to consider when they're talking about taking money away from people that are in a homeless situation. A lot of these people are people that are energetic. They have drive. They want to work.
Well, there's nobody that wants to be in the Code Blue shelter. There's nobody that wants to be getting temporary disability. There's nobody that wants to be, going from one place to another to try to get healthcare services. Nobody wants to be in these situations.
What is the human toll of what's in the budget and what you're taking out of the budget? And really hear the people whose stories you've heard today and consider how many more people are we willing to hear these kind of stories from? Is even one acceptable? And we're here today to say that it's not acceptable. So please, when you're going into these next rounds of cuts, don't require any more cuts out of DHMH and the Medicaid system and the public health system. They've taken a disproportionate share already.
Because it's not just a matter of comfort. I mean, it's survival. And there's a lot of people out there right now that are dying or close to it because they're doing what I do. They stay on the streets. They get sick. Medical costs are going to skyrocket. You put more people on the streets, medical goes up. Arrests go up, law enforcement ends up paying more, jails, institutions, all that. So we need to keep a safety net in place in order to help people out. The people that need the help are losing it, damn it.